Today I want to talk about perception. I think perception is a very powerful thing because it determines, or not only determines, it really strongly influences the formation of our opinion. So there is one thing that once my pastor said about perception, and he compared it to having glasses on, just like my shades that I have on today. These shades have like a brown tone, so everything I'm looking through these glasses now, they're polarized, so they change my perception. While I'm driving, it makes it really pleasant because it does away with all of the reflections and glare on my windshield and everything. So that's why they're good driving glasses, but that's really not the point. The point is still about perception. So my pastor was talking about, our hurts and the wounds that are there are just like a pair of glasses that a person wears. And so if a person has these pair of glasses all their life, since birth or since childhood, it's so much part of their lives that they're not even aware of it anymore, in most cases. And so you can tell somebody that wears pink glasses or blue glasses or whatever, you can tell them until you are blue and purple in your face yourself that wall is white, but to that person those walls are pink because they have pink glasses on. To the other person they're green because they have green glasses on. So you say, well, just take those glasses off. But that's exactly the point. Those glasses, those shades that we wear, all of us have those type of glasses on. Those could be deeply seated and rooted wounds. Those could be cultural glasses. Those could be social norms that we're used to live in, and so forth. Think about that. How you perceive. Why do you perceive the way you perceive? Why is that? And so once I heard that teaching, it made me think. I used to teach also in elementary school, and one of the teachings I received there was, one of the workshops that we did as teachers was to think back on how we were disciplined by our teachers. And in that exercise, we all started to realize that some of the things that we do today is because of a role model or some kind of role model that we kind of received, never really thought about it, but once we were in that position, we did exactly what we were taught. We all imitate something in our lives, whether we realize it or not. So it's a good thing to think about the glasses that we wear. What kind of glasses do I have on? I grew up in an Italian home. I grew up in this and this country. All of that has shaped and influenced my perception, how I perceive things. And so, what's the right way to perceive things? Good question, right? To me personally, I feel that the right thing is to ask God. The living God is like, okay, God, how do you see things and how do you want me to see things? And that's extremely challenging to then conform to how He sees it, because it means I have to die to my own perception. I have to be willing to let it go. That again is a whole process. So far in my life, I've learned that the more loving the environment is, the easier it is for people to let go of those glasses, because it's scary to let go of something that has been part of your life, consciously or unconsciously, it's very difficult to let go. Only a loving, an unconditional loving environment allows for that to happen. And when that happens, it's like a paradigm shift. It's a whole new level of living for any person that experiences that. So I encourage you to be who you are. Know that your perception, my perception, is not always accurate. Okay, it may be completely valid. It's always valid because that's how you perceive, but it may not be accurate, and it may not be correct. Think about that. We can help one another by shedding light on certain things for one another, just like a mirror, adding a mirror to the car for that blind spot. So I can be your extra mirror, you can be my extra mirror. In order to do that, we need to walk in humility towards one another, esteeming one another higher than oneself. That doesn't mean to put yourself down, but still you can esteem your neighbor higher than yourself, and have listening ears, listening heart, and always check with the Spirit of God. Is this the truth? Is this something I need to ponder? Is this something I need to change? Is there something I can do to develop? Those are my thoughts while I'm driving. That's it. Have a great day.